Hello and welcome to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, your host, and we have a great show today. We're talking to Cris Braun, who is the executive director of Next, which is the Birmingham senior organization. Welcome to the show. So, what is Next?
Next is the 50-plus community center that serves Birmingham, Beverly Hills, Franklin, and Farmington, and about 50 other surrounding communities because we don't have resident restrictions. So we have been in operation for more than 40 years. We provide lifelong learning and enrichment, as well as travel, art, education, lots of different ways to socialize, as well as what would be the foundation of any community center are the support services that we provide for the community members that need a little extra help to age in place and to stay safely in their homes as long as they choose to do so.
So, what services, if you let's say hypothetically that you're going to turn 70 in a couple of weeks, no, that wouldn't be anybody I know. What services would be available at Next?
Well, if you are an active 70-year-old, which I think you are, Chuck, you would come over and play pickleball and then stay for an evening lecture by one of our university professors that we bring in. You could come for a meal and socialization, take an art class, like I said, travel to Detroit on one of our buses to see an exhibit at the DIA. You would meet lots of new people because as you know, as your, network changes from when you retire to when you might move, closer to your kids or something, meeting new people is always important, staying connected to the community. You could volunteer to work in one of our different areas, the computer lab or the front desk, Meals on Wheels. So there's so much to offer at Next. We have over 230 events every month at Next. So there's plenty of things to get involved in.
How do you join?
You literally can call us up, come in, or look on the website. There's a nominal membership fee of, I believe it's $55 for residents and $70 for non-residents annually. So it's very much a grand bargain because most of what we provide is complimentary.
Well, good, and believe me, I'm always in the mood to get compliments. So where are you? You're currently at Midvale Elementary.
That's correct.
Let me say a 1950s era grade school, and the drinking fountains are 3 feet off the floor.
A little bit.
Yeah. So now my understanding is that Next is planning an expansion of services and to be funded by a proposed millage. What are you looking at doing? What's the proposal?
Well, we are looking to have a more permanent home where we can have a sustainable future. The problem where we currently are is we've far outgrown the 10,000 square feet that we have. We currently have 2,300 members, which has grown 150% over the last 10 years. We serve another 400 members in the community through that support service department. We just can't adequately serve seniors in the community in our current location. And without any hope of being able to get a permanent lease or purchase the building, we had to look elsewhere so we could then serve seniors properly. So we are hoping to move into the YMCA and be able to add all the services and amenities that we currently aren't able to do so here. Did that answer your question?
That's the Birmingham. Yes, it did. The Birmingham Family YMCA, which is on Lincoln. But by the way, I taught swimming there for 22 years. So
wow.
I know. Yeah, well, yeah. I have people who have their own kids now who remember. So I'm glad they remember me kindly.
That's nice.
So if you're going to acquire the building, how is that going to work?
Well, the city of Birmingham purchased the building back in July, and they purchased it with the intent of having Next move in there, as well as establish a continued presence with the YMCA. So they'll still be able to offer their most popular programs, downscale a little bit as they look to neighboring communities to expand. And then obviously Next will have more room than we currently do here, and we'll be able to offer more amenities than not only amenities, like I said, but also the support services that are vital to the community.
Well, also you'll have a gym, and I know you'll have a pool. I know it's there. So that will be great to offer both those things for senior programs.
Right. We have no plans as far as what exactly will be in the new building. Our first step, as you know, is the senior millage, going to be in November 7th. And it is our hope that that passes easily and we can start using that funding to prepare the Y to be ready for seniors to move in. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. The millage is just the beginning and the preliminary step. The Y, as you know, is very similar to Midvale. It's an older building that needs a lot of upgrades, not only in the systems, but in the floor plans. So it's not quite conducive to what we need right now. I'm sure, as you said, you've been in the Y a lot. There's a lot of smaller buildings. We need a lot. I mean, I don't mean buildings. I mean smaller rooms. We need larger rooms. We need access to, kind of a lecture hall, a bigger lobby, a warm, welcoming lobby. And so there's a lot of renovations that need to happen to make it conducive to seniors and also to make it conducive for the Y to continue their programs as well. So it's a first step for sure.
So how long will the Y and Next will be coexisting in the same building? Is like the Y transitioning out while Next transitions in? Is that kind of the plan, or are you going to coexist, or?
Well, I can't really speak to what the long-term plans are for the Y. Currently, our plans are to share the building. It's a 40,000 square foot building, so the Y would take up approximately 10,000, Next 30,000, but there'll be, like you said, some shared spaces with the gym and some fitness studios, things like that. So there'll be overlap quite a bit. What their long-term plans are, what the Y's long-term plans are, I can't speak to that. I know that they have looked to other communities to expand. I just know that here in Birmingham, they were looking for a way to continue their presence without necessarily continuing the monumental cost of maintaining that building.
And it is getting older. I think it has a big plaque that it was built by Engine Charlie Wilson, which was back in the 50s, I believe. Yeah. And so now we talk about the need. What's the need in Birmingham? I mean, number of seniors in the community, percentage, just growing. This is actually becoming an even greater series of needs.
Well, the need is becoming greater, like you said, and it's increasing exponentially almost, and not just here in Birmingham, but in Detroit, Michigan, and nationally. As you know, the demographic trend is that the seniors are going to be the largest contingent of the population. I think the last of the baby boomers have now turned 60, and that was a huge cohort. So the services needed are going to be just expansive. So the need definitely here is in Birmingham. Birmingham itself will increase its senior population to at least 30%. Most of those people, have lived in Birmingham quite a long time. They've established roots here. They've paid taxes. They've voted. They've owned small businesses. They've really contributed to the community. So I think at this point, the community also is looking to give back to that age group, and something that we've been able to provide through Next for the past 45 years, but it's time to really expand our services and honor and respect the people that have helped pave the way for Birmingham and all of us that are enjoying it now.
So what services would you be able to offer with with the increased space and the bigger building?
Well, currently right now, some of the things we do offer, even those events pose problems. We have caps on how many people we can take because of our limited size classrooms. Our speakers, which is the foundation, a very strong foundation of what we do. We have a speaker series every Thursday night with some very notable, timely speakers. But if we have too many in that room, we have to go to our overflow room, which is our gym, which means that the gym can't be used for the night. So it's a big tile game here in our current building. So in the Y, we would hope to be able to just accommodate our current programs much better. But in addition to that, we would be able to then, as you mentioned, have access to a much larger gym. And it would be our hope to be able to offer some more pickleball, as you know, which is very popular. We would like a full kitchen where we could provide a better Meals on Wheels program for the community. We would like additional classrooms where currently right now we spill out of our classrooms quite a bit and have people up and down lining the hallways, doing some of their activities. Just in general, more space for seniors to gather in a safe environment, stay connected to the community, learn a new skill, dabble in perhaps a new hobby, and then attend lectures and stay well connected to the community. We also have a partnership with Henry Ford Health. They come in a couple times a month and offer their doctors and experts in medical advice. We frequently run out of room. We have to expand our sitting for that and move into different rooms. So it's been a challenge here. We flip rooms quickly and all day long. It would certainly be nice to be able to accommodate the members we currently have. And we know from our demographics that future membership is only going to grow, not only because I'd like to think we have amazing programming, but the demographics shift alone will provide that.
Well, those classrooms at Midvale, I mean, do they have little chairs? I remember going to meetings at schools where they had to sit in the little chairs, which was
well, the good news is we did upgrade the furniture. It's all adult furniture. It's, regular size tables and chairs, bathrooms, drinking fountains. The beautiful thing is it is a gorgeous building. It's, a mid-century modern building with large windows and a lot of natural light. We hope to duplicate that at the Y. It's lovely. It is lovely. It's just too small. We only have 10,000 square feet. We share, the gym with the preschool, so we have limited hours in the gym. It's been a challenge to serve the community in this building. I think we've done a remarkable job with the resources we have, but at this point, I think it's time to really put seniors at the front of the conversation and at the head of the table and start really, like I said, honoring and respect what they've given to the community and able to give back to them. That Chinese proverb of the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, and the second time is now. Well, I think it's now. We need to really move forward on this.
Well, I do know, for instance, I'm a member of the Birmingham Senior Men's Club, and that has been growing and growing and growing.
Right.
And even through COVID, it grew. And
exactly.
we moved to another location from the community house, and we're bursting at the seams now.
Right.
So that's I can definitely see if you've 150% in the last how many years?
10 years. Yes, about eight to 10 years. It's been, yes. And during COVID, since you mentioned that, Next never closed during COVID, even though every other building in the community closed, and with the exception of maybe hospitals and grocery stores. But if our mission is to serve seniors, we clearly were not going to close. I don't know how you continue serving seniors with the doors closed. So we left our doors open. We made thousands of phone calls home to residents. We provided meals. We provided, information, accurate information, and made connections with the community that way. So COVID was very hard on us, which was hard on our members, I should say, which is another reason why we feel strongly about moving forward where we can serve seniors better. Because as you know, seniors live alone more often than some of the other generations that are younger than them, and isolation and is a very, very real problem. And it can be solved easily with the great community center. If we have places for seniors to go and to get involved in and stay engaged, that's really crucial to mental health and physical health. And we certainly did see that through COVID.
Well, yeah, COVID definitely, since it's isolation that kills as much as anything. And next is, if isolation is the disease, next is the cure. Just very quickly, 30 seconds, if we can, before we take the break, what are some of the services that you've learned to offer?
The services we offer here?
Yeah.
Well, as I said in the beginning of the show, we offer an awful lot of enrichment services for those who are active and want to come to Next and get very involved. And then we offer the support services for those who need a little extra help to stay in their homes and to age gracefully in their, age in place. So we are almost a tale of two centers, because we have a very active membership that likes to come and meet new people, play pickleball, get a lecture, take an art class, have a picnic out in our beautiful courtyard. And then, as I said, the community members that need additional attention, we're here for them too. And we don't let them go without anything. So although we have programs put in place for Meals on Wheels and transportation, if someone were to call us and say that, they need their eyeglasses renewed and couldn't afford it, we would take care of it. If they need their lawn cut and couldn't afford it, we'd take care of it. So we really do support our most vulnerable population. Part of our population.
Well, and Birmingham definitely should be a leader in that.
I agree.
We're going to take a quick break here. We're talking to Cris Braun, who is the executive director of Next, which is the Birmingham senior organization. We will be right back, so don't go away here on Eye on Oakland. Welcome back to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, and we're talking to Cris Braun, who is the executive director of Next, Next basically is the sort of new name for BASC, which is the Birmingham area, I think it's Senior Coordinating Council, which was a mouthful. Next is a lot easier to remember. So we're talking with Next about not only the services that the group provides, but also the new proposal. The city has bought the old Birmingham Family Y on Lincoln, and with the millage would then be able to offer certain services. So, what is the millage? What are we talking about? What are the facts?
Well, the state of Michigan allows for communities to put a senior millage on the ballot and provide services for seniors that don't have to worry about the Headley Amendment. This is above and beyond the Headley Amendment. Birmingham has never taken advantage of it because of our relationships with the schools in the past. Now that we're going to be shifting away from the schools, it's really imperative that we fund senior community operations and services adequately. So the millage would do just that. So for the first time in Birmingham's history, there'll be a senior millage on the ballot this November. They can go up to a 1 mil millage, but this is strictly going to be a 0.33 mil. And so it'll be a little less than $1 million a year to start off with. And that'll be the seed money that we need to start the process to allow us to move into a more senior-friendly YMCA building. A lot of that senior millage will be offset by some debt that's coming off the books. So taxpayers will barely see a bump in their taxes at all. But for that money, there'll be just a host of other services that we will be able to provide. And as I mentioned earlier, adequately serve the 50-plus population through additional offerings, programs, services, things of that nature. It's a lovely location as far as being right up to St. James Park behind the YMCA. So we'll be able to utilize that. It's off of a little bit busier road. So the awareness, I think, will be there. Of course, it's not too busy of a road, so it's not challenging to get in and out of the parking lot. And the parking lot itself is a bonus because obviously we'll be able to offer free parking to our members, which we do currently here, which is quite, an important part of any organization to be able to offer ease of access and ease of entry. So,
well, as someone I taught swimming there for like 22 years, and I'll tell you, it's easy to find. It's easy to get to. Midvale, how can I put it? It's embedded within a neighborhood, and it's it's not as easy to get to. Whereas
exactly.
you're right off Lincoln,
Right.
So now the millage. So senior millages aren't included in Headley. I did not know that.
Yes, that's correct.
Interesting. Now we're talking about that's a 0.33 mil. And how long is it indefinite, or is it got a sunset?
No, it's actually just a 3-year millage right now. I think eventually, I don't want to speak out of turn, but obviously there'll have to be additional ways of funding the renovation, additional ways of funding continued operations. Most communities do have a senior millage that is, on a 10-year renewal basis. This currently is just 3 years, and it's just our way of getting the community started with the process and be able to start making some initial steps to, as I mentioned, prepare the building for a more senior population.
Well, good. And of course, pickleball. Pickleball has really kind of swallowed everything else up. It's kind of fun.
It's incredible the success pickleball has had and how popular it is to the point where people like LeBron James are buying pickleball leagues, and it's become very universal. We have, pickleball starting at age 20 and up. It's no longer a game for seniors. And I think that Crestview Park over off of Southfield, which is a Birmingham city park, has changed over some of their tennis courts to pickleball. And if you've ever driven by Crestview, you'll see that it's continuously in use. It's very crowded. There's lines waiting, courts reserved. It's very, very popular. So obviously, though, in Michigan, that's probably maybe a 8-month endeavor. So having indoor pickleball courts will certainly be important as the winter months, approach and people still want to play.
Yeah, I would think outdoor pickleball, outdoor anything, and any net sport in the winter would be a little challenging.
Well, it's also kind of challenging in the summer if it's too hot, if it's too windy, if it's too buggy, if it's raining. So there's a need for indoor services as well.
No doubt. So yeah, I know about that. I swim, so the idea of having a pool, if that can be managed, of course, is very, very, very good. I have to keep the water a little warmer, but other than that, it's great. So now let's shift. You were talking about lecture series and things offered. Like what kind of lectures?
Well, as I said, we have a great rapport with the universities that surround us, and we are very lucky to be surrounded by, 6, 8 different universities. We pulled professors in from Michigan State and U of M Flint, Macomb Community College, Oakland University, and we bring in a professor or perhaps a CEO of an organization like the DIA or the zoo or the symphony. We bring in authors and artists. Every Thursday night, we have something pretty remarkable going on where it is sometimes, just a historical look at something. Other times it's of human interest, but very often it's a very timely issue. It could be something like the Middle East, or it could be Ukraine war, or it could be AI or Bitcoin. So we usually bring in something that's very timely that our members would like to learn more about. And that's one thing that I really enjoy about our membership is they're highly educated and they continue to learn and they like to learn. I feel that we do a very good job at Next of reflecting the profile of our community. So we provide those educational and lifelong learning opportunities. And those are our evening programs. And then during the day, as I mentioned, we have healthcare through Henry Ford Health comes in and does 1 or 2 lectures a month with their professionals. And then we bring in additional speakers throughout the day. So our speakers series throughout, we probably have 4 to 6 opportunities each week to hear a different speaker. And as I mentioned, we only bring in credible, highly rated, sought after speakers that are experts in their field that can provide, information that is accurate and up to date and engage with the audience through, questions and answers afterwards. Most of them stay around to make sure that all the questions have been answered. It really is an amazing program that we have. It is really, I think, second to none. I know some of the universities offer alumni speakers, but they're fewer and far between. Every Thursday night, we have an amazing speaker. And just to carry on a little bit, we also do a cultural study. And for 2 months, we might focus very seriously on a certain region of the world. And we'll study it through our speakers, through art, through entertainment, through food, and through travel. So this September and October, we're focusing on the UK. So when you get our brochure, you'll see lots of speakers on the history of Wales or Scotland and the royalty of United Kingdom and, the history of United Kingdom. And then we'll have a luncheon and then bagpipe concert. And it really is a very thorough, comprehensive look at a region. We've done India, we've done the Middle East, we've done South America, and we'll continue that throughout, the year. So it's very exciting.
The UK, it'd be fascinating for me to look at. I know that.
Yeah.
So although where I'm from is not part of the United Kingdom, it's Ireland.
But, part of it is.
Well, that's true. Yes, indeed. So, you talk about people aging in place. I always, traditionally you had the robust seniors and maybe active, as you would say, and then the more frail seniors who need a little bit more, who need more assistance and support.
Correct.
What exists for the not the ones who are going to be coming and playing pickleball, but the more frail elderly?
Well, we have so many resources. First of all, we participate in the community development block grants, which allow us to provide lawn service, snow removal, also minor home repair and major home repair for income qualified seniors. But if you're not income qualified, we still offer quite a few services. We can also connect you with any of those professionals. We offer Meals on Wheels. We offer transportation. I don't know if you're aware that most people lose their ability to drive about 10 years prior to, their needs. And so we offer the transportation to doctors and grocery stores and things like that. We offer referral services. So if you're stuck and you can't figure out how to get your Medicare benefits or your veterans benefits, we can connect you with the right people. We'll do some of the preliminary digging for you. And then if we kind of get stopped there, we will connect you with the right people. Maybe at area agent in Oakland County or some private practice. We offer some free legal advice to people who need that. We offer Medicare advice, tax prep work. We can, refer out. So really just almost anything that helps you age in place. We also have people that we're connected to that will retrofit your home so it's senior safe, add grab bars or ramps or things like that. Most seniors do want to age in place if at all possible. And by making it safe and allowing for independence, that's what we strive for.
I know that I think I'm technically at the senior age.
You and I both.
I turned 70 in a couple of weeks. So, but the thing about driving and mobility is quite true. In 19, at the end of 19, I had a stroke until I got my license back, which was about 3 weeks later. I had to Uber and to get around, and my wife drive me, which was, as you have said, very, very, very disabling. You can't get around. It's isolating. So being able to have transportation available is important.
We do have that transportation. You don't have to have like you had a stroke and needed 3 weeks worth of care. We have a lot of people, as you know, with knee replacements, things like that just need temporary transportation to their rehab or whatever. So we've had a lot of people take advantage of it in that respect too. And kind of a personal story, my father unfortunately broke both of his legs at the same time. He lost, he was in casts from his groin to his toes. And so we could not get him in the car if we wanted to. So this was before I worked for Next, and I didn't know this resource was available. We'd have to hire a private ambulance to get him to his doctor's appointment, to the tune of about $700 a visit. So had I known for $3 a visit, we could use the Next buses with wheelchair lifts and make it handicap accessible. It really is an amazing service, even if you only need it temporarily, because we go to all the major hospitals and the doctor's offices in the area, as well as, like I said, grocery stores and things like that.
Are you getting any money for these services from the new Oakland County transit millage?
Well, what we get from SMART is we do get community credits and some municipal credits that help support our transportation program. We also do get our buses from SMART, but we are in charge of paying for our drivers, the insurance, the gas, the maintenance. And so it's still not an inexpensive program that we run. It's currently always running either just in the black or a little bit in the red, but it is a vital service that we provide, and we think it's important to continue to provide. We have 3 buses on the road. I'm sure that'll increase as the population continues to age. It's an important service, as you said, with isolation and allowing people to stay part of the community by being engaged at Next or being able to go to lunch with, some friends and get dropped off in Birmingham or whatever the case, over to Somerset, things like that. It's very important to keep people active and mobile like that.
Well, isolation's the killer. I mean,
indeed, it's an on-ramp for many things.
Yeah, very, very bad. Well, in short, real quick, that's about 30 seconds before we run out of time. What is the proposal again for the YMCA and the millage? On
the ballot, it is called Prop 1. And it is a senior millage, 0.33. It'll help be the seed money to start looking at the why and what renovations we can accomplish in a shorter period of time to get us ready. We need to be moved out of the Midvale building here within about 3 years. So we need that money to start that process to be able to move there. But it's, as I mentioned, most of it is offset by some debt that is coming off the rolls in Birmingham. So it is a very nominal millage to most homeowners and taxpayers, and certainly of huge value to a big part of the community. Because, as you know, seniors are growing and they're not aging like they used to. They're active and involved and contributing members of this, the society we serve. And it's just an important part of the community. And what makes a great community is caring for your most, your extremes, your children and your older adults. So we are thrilled that we're able to get the millage on the ballot, and we're excited to see its outcome.
Well, thank you. We're talking to Cris Braun, who is the executive director of Next, which is Birmingham Seniors. We appreciate you joining us, and thank you to all of you. We appreciate for joining us here on Eye on Oakland.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.